Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Hamad Al Mahri, and today my group members Majid, Khalid, Saeed, and I are going to present our project. It is about a blood donation database structure, and it contains multiple layers, and every member is going to describe each layer. So, in this slide is the table of contents, which describes the index of the upcoming slides. And now, in this slide, Majid will continue with his part.
Thanks, Hamad. So in this slide, I'll be explaining the definition of blood bank and our part in it. So what is a blood bank? A blood bank is a facility where blood is gathered, kept before it's used for transfusions. It occurs in a lab that is done to ensure that supplied blood and blood products are healthy before they are utilized. And in our part and assignment in this project, we created the SQL dataset structure which fits the fundamentals of running a blood donation company. Nurses, recipients, medical center, blood donor, and blood information are the 5 categories in our blood donation database. All these data are linked to one another or many of the others, assuring that the database runs smoothly and efficiency as a whole. So, in this slide, we gather some of the blood donor requirements, which are the overall health. They must meet the age and weight requirements, must not have any tattoos, no use of drugs, any recent travels must be known. Blood pressure should be between 60 over 100 to 100 over 160. And now, my colleague Saeed is going to explain the business rules of the project.
Thanks, Majid. The following slide contains business rules of the blood donor ERD. That includes donors, nurses, recipients, and etc. And the business rules are: a blood donor has one and only one nurse. A nurse has 0 or many blood donors. A blood donor has one and only one blood type. A blood type belongs to one or many blood donors. A recipient receives one and only one blood type, a blood type given to one or many recipients. A recipient visits one or many medical centers to receive blood. A medical center treats 0 or many recipients. A blood donor visits 0 or many medical centers to donate blood. A medical center accepts 0 or many blood donors. A nurse works in one and only one medical center. A medical center has one or many nurses. A blood bank has one or many blood types. A blood type belongs to one or many blood banks. A medical technician deals with one or many blood banks. A blood bank deals with 0 or many medical technicians. A recipient has one and only one nurse. A nurse has 0 or many recipients. A medical center deals with one or many blood banks. A blood bank deals with one or many medical centers. A medical center has 0 or many medical technicians. A medical technician works in only one medical center. Moreover, for the next slide, Khalid is going to explain the ERD.
Thank you, Said. This slide presents the entity relationship diagram, ERD, of the blood donor structure. Upon the business rule that my colleague explained earlier, I started the ERD by creating all tables with the entities. Then I filled every table with the needed and important attributes like the IDs, which is the primary key in every table. After that, I connected all the tables consequent to the business rule, reaching to the important part in where the foreign key takes the huge part in the project. I started with the normal foreign keys and I made the major foreign keys using the junction tables. To make everything clear, I added the domain in every table to simplify the creation of the scripts later on. After I finished the ERD, I began scripting, and this slide shows the data dictionary of the scripts. For the next slides, my colleague Hamad will explain more.
Thank you, Khalid. Furthermore, we started the implementation part of the project, where we accumulated all the conditions we studied during this semester, applied them to our database. And here are the example of the questions. And in this slide, we attached the entire script Moreover, now for the self-reflection slide, where everyone is going to explain his part in this project, starting with our leader Khalid.
Thank you. Talking about my self-reflection, first I distributed the task among the members of my team. Then I began working on our organization's name, illustrating its distinct logo and establishing its mission, vision, and value. After that, I worked with the ERD model and the business rules. Later on, I began writing down the scripts for both building the table and inserting the values. Finally, we organized we organized and prepared our project's layout and design. To me, the most difficult element was determining the proper order in which to organize the script in order to have the schema ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalid. And now regarding my part, Hamad. Once we discussed and divided the task, I began working on the business rules. And from the business rules, I developed the system. After that, I developed the SQL script to create the tables and enter the data into them. After we constructed the script together, it seemed a little bit difficult because we didn't realize the precise order of the tables when we built the schema.
I generated the table after getting our project's roles and waited for the other members to develop the entity relationship model, which then I used to fill in the table, the data dictionary table. On that, we typed down the 15 questions and I began implementing the SQL routines to display the various data that was requested. I had trouble writing the SQL scripts on SQL Fiddle because of the technical challenges and the glitches, which caused by part of the work to be delayed.
Finally, what I did was I wrote all 15 questions as soon as I knew my portion. It didn't take long, but it was challenging because I had to come up with 15 distinct questions depending on this SQL script. I also learned how to properly populate the data dictionary. Finally, this table shows the contribution rates for the group members who all worked really hard to finish this project. And thank you for listening.